And we are featuring coins over the next 2 hours. I'll be with you, and Mike will be with you until 3 a.m. this morning. So we have lots in store for you. I promised you a brand new coin. We have many brand new items we're featuring this evening, but we're gonna talk about the American Legion coin.
First I've seen it is why I just pulled it off.
Right, and this is brand new today. This is a nice way to remember our military and our vets, as we always should, but this is the 100th anniversary of the American Legion.
Of the founding of the American Legion, and it was founded actually in Paris, France, by the at the end of World War I by the members of the American Expeditionary Force of World War I, and they formed the American Legion.
Pretty cool.
Now, isn't it just absolutely gorgeous with all of kind of this is the accoutrement of the United States Army. So you're going to have the oak leaves.
Like a badge of honor.
Well, that's really what it is. Yeah, that's the badge right there. Oak leaves. So if you've ever heard of with oak leaf clusters, so when they put oak leaves on something, that adds to the prestige of the honor. Here is the American Legion. Here's the flags that you're going to have right there. Notice the fleur-de-lis up there at the top, because it was founded in France, in Paris, France. So they've included that as well. 100 years of service that you're going to have right there. There's the U.S. flag and that. Now,
oh, that's nice.
So this is a commemorative dollar put out by the United States government. This is official United States currency. It's done in silver as well, so that's important. That's a big deal with that. First day of issue. Here's what I want to point out. The United States government has been making these silver dollars, these commemorative silver dollars, since 1982, basically. We've been doing first day of issues on those as long as I've been here, so 20 years I've been doing them, plus we've done the back years. I have never done in release, because of the complexity of this design. This is by far, by limited edition, the rarest commemorative dollar I have ever done here at HSN. So in other words, they do usually 2 commemorative dollars per year. I've been here, so I've done dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of these. I mean, when we did like the baseball coin, we did 3,700. Okay, when we did the Apollo coin, what did we do? 1,197 or something like that.
I like that coin.
I got 157 exclusive first day of issue American Legions. Now, I'm not charging any extra for them. I mean, my regular issue price, $169.95. You still get the red oak presentation box. The key right here, 157 that you're going to have in our limited first day of issue, 100th anniversary of the American Legion. You said we did the special label with the American flags in there, but so not only do you have this fantastic coin, not only do you have this commemorative coin, and when we originally purchased this coin, a portion of the proceeds, of course, goes to the American Legion. That's the way they do commemorative dollars. There's always kind of a charitable component to that as well. But I've only got 157 in first day of issue, absolutely, positively perfect. So of all of these, I did the Buffalo dollars in 2001. Those were 2,200 sold. And I've sold all these out literally in the thousands and thousands and thousands. But because of this, they were extremely difficult to grade because of all this ornate work that you're going to have on the coin itself. Look at that. Isn't that stunning with the oak leaves that you're going to have in right there?
It really is beautiful.
It's truly a magnificent coin. And then you look on the reverse of that, done in silver, as you can see with the representative American flag right there, the flag of the American Legion there. You're going to have the fleur-de-lis right there, 100 years of service from the United States. You put all of those things together, extremely difficult to grade. And so because of that, it's not just that it's a great commemorative coin, and of course, it's an important commemorative coin, but the limited edition here is not something that I usually speak to in huge regard in terms of the value of the coin, but it's extraordinarily important in this coin that there's only 157 of these to go around. Okay, we're already down to 150, so what's happening is these are starting to sell. And once we do that, once again, so I have done basically 2 commemorative dollars per year here certified. In all of the years that I have been here, nothing approaches this in rarity. I think prior to this, it's maybe 300, 400, 500 is the lowest edition that we've ever done on a commemorative dollar coin, silver commemorative dollar. And understand, it's not like, I mean, this is an important commemorative design as well with the American Legion. With that, sometimes it kind of is, kind of some of the commemorative dollars are kind of odd. They do 2 per year, but the American Legion's a big deal. I mean, you go into basically any town in the United States and there's an American Legion Hall. I mean, you know, we've all had dinner at the American Legion Hall. I mean, you know, at some point or another, we have. And of course, you know, honoring the service of Americans now for 100 years with the American Legion. And so when we have that, unfortunately, I mean, you know, 157 is all that we have available exclusively here in our first day of issue ANACS that you're going to have. No additional cost for this. I mean, our regular issue price on a commemorative dollar is like $169.95, but just an extraordinarily limited edition on this. Already starting to go down with a very brief mention, I'm sure, in our prime time. I think this will be a one-day only sellout, one of our one-and-dones that we have here in the coin business that becomes so difficult for us.
Absolutely, and because of just the popularity of this coin, we're gonna stick here just a few more moments to process all the orders.
Oh,
you can see there are 137 now remaining, and that is it. So even if there are like 10 left in the prime time, 50 left, because a lot of times you guys watch and you'll record it and you watch and you're like, and you kind of do a little research. I don't want you to wait until this evening because I have a feeling that this is going to go. So this is such a wonderful way.
If I had 560 or 800 or what a normal edition in this, yeah, you would have until, you know, tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or whatever to be able to make your decision. But right now, with everybody on the phone and as quickly as they're selling, I would jump on this very, very, very quickly.
Mike, has the American Legion ever had a commemorative coin?
No. Each thing gets it one time.
One and done.
Yeah, one and done is what it does.
I didn't know that.
So they've done they've done the Marine Corps, and they've done the Air Force, and they've done the Army, and they've done lots of those. They've done U.S. generals. They've done, you know.
So they don't repeat.
They do not repeat. And so this is the American Legion commemorative dollar, the only one that will ever be done. And of course, the coin is a limited edition from the United States government, but then our limited edition in terms of perfect proof, 100th anniversary, first day of issue, absolutely, positively stunning opportunity at a third, a fourth, a fifth less than what we normally are able to do on this. Only 157. With everybody in the line, we're well under 100 of these that will ever be available. Once it's sold out, that's it, done, gone, and over.
And it's done in 70. So it has
our first day of issue improved 70.
So highest possible grade.